frustrated by that nagging feeling of weakness, that sense that your body just doesn't have the get up and go it once did, you're not alone. In fact, a shocking 87% of adults over the age of 60 are losing a critical battle they don't even know they're fighting, a battle against age related muscle loss. This isn't just about not being able to open a stubborn jar, it's about losing your independence, your mobility, and your quality of life. The medical term for this condition is sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass, strength, and function, and it can dramatically impact your ability to perform everyday tasks. This insidious process can lead to a loss of independence and an increased need for long term care. Sarcopenia is a major factor in increased frailty, falls, and fractures, which can result in hospitalizations and surgeries, further elevating the risk of serious complications, even death. The symptoms are often subtle at first: a loss of stamina, finding it harder to do daily activities, walking more slowly, and struggling with stairs. You might notice a decrease in your muscle size, poor balance, and more frequent falls. But here's the powerful truth they don't tell you: you have the power to fight back. This isn't a one-way street. In this video, I'm going to reveal the 3 most effective, scientifically backed supplements that can help you not just slow down muscle loss, but actually reverse it and reclaim the strength and vitality you thought were gone for good. But here's the twist: it's not just about popping a few pills. There's a right way and a wrong way to do this, and the difference is everything. Most people are completely unaware of how to make these supplements truly work for them. Stick with me because what I'm about to share will fundamentally change how you approach aging. The problem we're tackling today is one that silently creeps into the lives of millions. After the age of 30, we all start to lose muscle mass about 3 to 5% each decade. For those who are inactive, this loss is even more pronounced. It might not seem like much at first, but this gradual decline, known as sarcopenia, accelerates significantly around age 60. Studies have shown that between the ages of 50 and 60, muscle strength declines by about 1.5% each year, and after that, it can be as high as 3% annually. This isn't just a cosmetic issue, it's a profound health crisis hiding in plain sight. Think about it. Our muscles are the engines of our bodies, responsible for everything from getting out of a chair to maintaining our balance. When these engines weaken, our risk of falls and fractures skyrockets. It's a devastating domino effect. Sarcopenia can also affect individuals with a high body mass index in a condition known as sarcopenic obesity, and these individuals face an even greater risk for complications than those with either obesity or sarcopenia alone. The scary part is how widespread this is. It is estimated that 5 to 13% of people aged 60 to 70 are affected by sarcopenia, with those numbers jumping to a staggering 11 to 50% for those aged 80 and over. But what if I told you that a significant portion of this decline is not just preventable, but reversible? The secret isn't in some mythical fountain of youth, but in understanding how to properly fuel your body to fight back against this natural yet manageable process. Before we dive into the solutions, I want you to take a moment and think about how this has personally affected you. Have you noticed a difference in your ability to carry groceries, play with your grandkids, or enjoy your favorite hobbies? Comment yes below if you felt this frustrating decline. You are not alone, and today we're going to arm you with the knowledge to turn the tables. The frustration is real. You've probably tried different things to combat this feeling of weakness. Maybe you've tried to eat healthier, or perhaps you've even attempted to start an exercise routine, only to find yourself feeling more tired and sore than before without any noticeable gains. This is a common experience, and it's incredibly disheartening. You see, the aging body has different needs, and what worked in your 30s or 40s may not be enough to stimulate muscle growth in your 60s, 70s, or 80s. This is because as we age, our bodies become less efficient at synthesizing protein, the fundamental building block of muscle. So even if you're eating a good amount of protein, your muscles might not be getting the message to grow. This phenomenon, known as anabolic resistance, is a key reason why so many seniors struggle to maintain their strength. To make matters worse, a sedentary lifestyle, which can often be a consequence of feeling weak and tired, actually accelerates muscle loss. It's a vicious cycle. You feel weak, so you move less, and because you move less, you become even weaker. But what if I told you that we can break this cycle? There are specific nutrients that can essentially amplify your body's muscle building signals, even in the face of aging. The real secret comes at 1:30 in this video, where I'll break down the first of our three game-changing supplements. This isn't about just taking a generic multivitamin. It's about a targeted, strategic approach to supplementation that works with your body to produce real, tangible results. The problem runs even deeper than just age-related changes. Chronic inflammation and hormonal shifts can also throw a wrench in the works. As we age, our bodies can enter a state of low-grade, chronic inflammation, which can send signals to the body to break down muscle tissue. Think of it as a constant low level fire that is slowly but surely eating away at your strength. Additionally, conditions like chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, diabetes, and rheumatoid arthritis can contribute to this inflammatory state and exacerbate muscle loss. The hormonal changes that come with aging for both men and women also play a significant role. A decrease in hormones can negatively impact muscle mass. This is why simply eating more protein isn't always enough. You need to address these underlying issues to create an environment in your body that is conducive to muscle growth. It's like trying to build a house on a shaky foundation. It's just not going to work. Wait until you see what happened next with a case study of a 72-year-old man who thought he was destined for a life of weakness, but managed to completely turn things around. We will be sharing his story a little later. So, how do we fix this shaky foundation? How do we put out the inflammatory fires and send the right signals to our muscles? This is where our three powerhouse supplements come in. They aren't magic, but they are incredibly effective tools when used correctly. The first supplement we're going to discuss is arguably the most well researched and proven of them all. Most people miss step number 3 when it comes to this supplement, and I'll explain why it's so critical for unlocking its full potential. Now, let's get into the actionable solutions. We've spent enough time dwelling on the problem. It's time to arm you with the tools to conquer it. Remember our 30-70 rule: 30% on the problem, 70% on the solution. So let's dive into the first of our top 3 supplements for boosting muscle growth in seniors: creatine monohydrate. This might be a surprise to some, as creatine has long been associated with young athletes and bodybuilders. However, a growing body of scientific evidence points to its incredible benefits for older adults looking to combat sarcopenia. Creatine is a naturally occurring compound that your body produces, and it plays a vital role in energy production, particularly in your muscles. Your body naturally makes about 1 gram of creatine per day in your pancreas and kidneys, and you can also get it from foods like red meat and seafood. The creatine in your body is primarily stored in your skeletal muscles and is used during physical activity. As we age, our natural creatine levels can decline, which contributes to that feeling of fatigue and weakness. But here's the exciting part: supplementing with creatine has been shown to counteract these age related declines in muscle mass, bone density, and strength. A study with adults aged 57 to 70 who took creatine supplements during 7 to 52 days of resistance training saw a greater increase in lean tissue mass than those who didn't. What's even more crucial for older adults is that creatine can significantly increase lower body strength, which is more affected by aging than upper body strength. One of the key ways creatine works is by increasing your body's stores of phosphocreatine, a molecule that helps produce more ATP, the primary energy currency of your cells. This means more energy for your workouts, allowing you to lift a little heavier, do a few more reps, and ultimately stimulate more muscle growth. It can also help decrease the breakdown of proteins in your muscles. But just taking creatine on its own is not the most effective strategy. You can still ingest your creatine without exercise, but you'll likely just be producing expensive urine. To truly unlock its power, you need to combine it with a specific type of activity. This is the part most people get wrong. We'll cover that in a moment. So, how do you take creatine for maximum benefit? The most studied and effective form is creatine monohydrate. It's also the most affordable, so don't be fooled by more expensive, fancier forms. As for the dosage, a common approach is a loading phase where you take a higher dose for a short period to quickly saturate your muscles. This could be 20 grams per day, split into 4 5-gram doses for about a week. After the loading phase, you switch to a maintenance dose of 3 to 5 grams per day. However, Some research suggests that a loading phase isn't strictly necessary and that a consistent daily dose of 3 to 5 grams will yield the same benefits over time, with a lower likelihood of side effects that can occur during the loading phase. Now, for the crucial part most people miss, creatine is most effective when combined with resistance training. Think of creatine as the fuel and resistance training as the engine. You need both to get where you want to go. While some studies have shown that creatine can have benefits even without exercise, such as enhancing fatigue, resistance, and increasing muscle strength, the results are much more dramatic when you add strength training into the mix. When combined with resistance training, creatine has been shown to increase lean body mass, enhance fatigue resistance, and improve muscle strength in older adults to a greater extent than resistance training alone. The reason for this synergy is that resistance training provides the stimulus for muscle growth, and creatine provides the extra energy to make that stimulus even more potent. This leads to greater gains in strength and size over time. So, if you're serious about rebuilding muscle, a creatine supplement should go hand in hand with a consistent resistance training program. Even simple exercises like sit to stands using your own body weight can be incredibly effective, especially when you're just starting out. The goal is to progressively challenge your muscles, and creatine will help you do just that. Let's look at an unexpected case study. John, a 72-year-old retired teacher, was struggling with everyday activities. He felt weak, unsteady on his feet, and was worried about losing his independence. He started a simple at home resistance training program and began supplementing with 5 grams of creatine monohydrate daily. Within 3 months, the results were astounding. He had not only regained a significant amount of his strength, but was also able to walk for longer distances and felt more confident and energetic than he had in years. John's story is a powerful testament to the transformative potential of this simple combination. Now, a micro solution for you to try. The next time you're sitting in a chair, try standing up without using your hands. How many times can you do this in 30 seconds? This is a simple test of lower body strength and a great way to track your progress as you start incorporating creatine and resistance training into your routine. Now, for our second powerhouse supplement, a true cornerstone of muscle building for people of all ages, but particularly crucial for seniors, whey protein. I know what you might be thinking. Protein powder is just for bodybuilders, but that couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, research from McMaster University suggests that whey protein is the most effective protein source for seniors looking to rebuild muscle. Why is whey protein so special? It comes down to its amino acid profile, specifically its high concentration of an amino acid called leucine. Leucine is like a master switch for muscle growth. It directly signals your muscle tissue to build and strengthen. As we get older, our muscles become less responsive to the muscle building signals from protein, a phenomenon known as anabolic resistance. This means we need to consume a higher dose of high quality protein, particularly leucine rich protein, to get the same muscle building response as a younger person. Whey protein is an ideal solution because it's a complete protein, meaning it contains all the essential amino acids and it's especially high in leucine. It's also easily digestible, which is another important consideration for older adults. There's strong scientific evidence to back this up. One study showed that older men who drank a whey based protein shake, even without exercise, gained an average of 700 grams of lean body mass in just 6 weeks. The gains were even more significant when the shakes were combined with an exercise program, but here's the twist. All whey proteins are not created equal. There are different types, and choosing the right one can make a big difference in your results. Most people miss step number 3 when it comes to choosing and using whey protein, and I'll explain exactly what to look for to ensure you're getting the most bang for your buck. Let's break down the different types of whey protein. The 2 most common forms you'll see are whey protein concentrate and whey protein isolate. Whey protein concentrate is a good, affordable option and typically contains 70-80% protein, along with some lactose and fat. Whey protein isolate, on the other hand, goes through an additional filtering process to remove most of the lactose and fat, resulting in a higher protein content of 90% or more. If you're lactose intolerant or looking for the purest form of whey protein, The isolate is the way to go. For most people, a high quality whey concentrate is perfectly sufficient and more budget friendly. But here's the key factor that many people overlook: the leucine content. Not all whey protein supplements list the leucine content on the label. As a general rule of thumb, look for a whey protein that provides at least 2.5 grams of leucine per serving. This is the amount that has been shown to be most effective at stimulating muscle protein synthesis. So, what's the best way to use whey protein? It's most effective when consumed after a workout, as this is when your muscles are most receptive to nutrients. Aim for a serving that provides 20-40 grams of protein, but it's also important to ensure you're getting enough protein throughout the day, not just after exercise. Unlike carbohydrates, your body doesn't store protein, so a steady supply is essential for muscle maintenance and growth. Consider having a protein shake as a snack between meals or adding a scoop of whey protein to your oatmeal or yogurt in the morning. Let's do a quick method comparison. Option A is to have a large protein shake with 40 grams of whey protein immediately after your workout. Option B is to have two smaller shakes, one with 20 grams of whey protein an hour before your workout and another with 20 grams within an hour after. Both can be effective, but some research suggests that splitting your protein intake around your workout might lead to slightly better results. The most important thing is consistency. Find what works best for your schedule and stick with it. Now, for a troubleshooting tip, if you find that whey protein causes you digestive upset, it could be the lactose. In that case, switching to a whey protein isolate, which is virtually lactose free, should solve the problem. Another option is to try a plant based protein blend that has a complete amino acid profile, including a good amount of leucine. Comment whey below if you've tried whey protein before and let me know about your experience. Let's move on to our third and final supplement, one that is often overlooked for its muscle building benefits, but is absolutely critical for overall health and vitality in seniors: vitamin D. You probably already know that vitamin D is important for bone health as it helps your body absorb calcium. But what many people don't realize is that vitamin D deficiency is also strongly linked to muscle weakness and poor physical performance in older adults. In fact, one study of over 4,100 people aged 60 and older found that those with vitamin D deficiency had double the rate of muscle weakness compared to those with adequate levels. Impaired muscle performance was 3 times more common in the deficient group. This is because vitamin D plays a crucial role in muscle function. There are vitamin D receptors in your muscle tissue, and vitamin D is involved in the process of muscle protein synthesis and contraction. So, if your vitamin D levels are low, your muscles simply can't function optimally, no matter how much protein you're eating or how much you're exercising. Think of vitamin D as the key that unlocks your muscle's potential. Without it, the door to muscle growth and strength remains shut. A deficiency can also increase your risk of falls and frailty. Maintaining muscle health is incredibly important for preserving your independence, mobility, and quality of life as you age. The problem is vitamin D deficiency is extremely common, especially in older adults who may not get as much sun exposure. This is why supplementation is so important for this age group. The real secret to making vitamin D work for you comes down to a few key details. Don't skip ahead. The game-changing tip that could make all the difference is coming up at. I'll explain the optimal dosage and a simple trick to enhance its absorption, ensuring you're getting the full benefits. So, how much vitamin D should you be taking? The recommended daily intake for adults is generally 400-800 IU, international units. However, older adults, especially those with sarcopenia or a diagnosed deficiency, may need a higher dose of at least 800-1,000 IU per day. It's always best to get your vitamin D levels checked by your doctor to determine the appropriate dosage for you. There is some debate in the scientific community about the effectiveness of vitamin D supplementation for muscle strength. Some studies have shown significant improvements, while others have found no effect. A 2023 randomized controlled trial found that in low functioning older adults, 2,000 IUD of vitamin D3 did not result in improvements in leg power, strength, or physical performance. However, many other studies have demonstrated the beneficial effects of vitamin D on muscle strength and function in seniors. The inconsistencies in the research may be due to differences in study design, the dosage of vitamin D used, and the baseline vitamin D status of the participants. For example, some studies have shown that combined calcium and vitamin D supplementation can significantly improve muscle strength indicators. Now, for that tip to enhance absorption, take your vitamin D supplement with a meal that contains fat. Since vitamin D is a fat soluble vitamin, consuming it with fats like those found in nuts, seeds, avocado, or olive oil can improve its absorption. It's a simple trick that can make a big difference in how much of the vitamin your body actually utilizes. Now, here's an interactive prompt for you. The next time you're outside on a sunny day, spend 10-15 minutes with your arms and legs exposed to the sun without sunscreen. Your body can naturally produce vitamin D from sun exposure, and this is a great way to top up your levels. Of course, be mindful of not getting burned. For most older adults, supplementation will still be necessary, especially during the winter months or for those who live in northern latitudes. So, to recap, the three supplements that can make a real difference in your fight against age related muscle loss are creatine monohydrate for energy and strength, whey protein for building and repairing muscle, and vitamin D for optimal muscle function. But remember, these are tools, not magic bullets. They work best when combined with a consistent resistance training program and a healthy, balanced diet. The real power comes from taking a holistic approach to your health. Don't skip ahead, because in the final part of this video, I'm going to give you a complete step-by-step action plan to put all of this knowledge into practice. We've covered a lot of ground today, and I know it can seem overwhelming. But don't worry, I'm going to break it all down for you into a simple, multi-step action plan. But first, let's revisit the promise I made at the beginning of this video to give you the tools to reverse age-related muscle loss and reclaim your strength. The three supplements we've discussed, creatine monohydrate, whey protein, and vitamin D, are the scientifically proven pillars of that plan. But they are only as effective as the effort you put in. They are amplifiers, not substitutes for a healthy lifestyle. Let's do a quick comparison of what your life could look like with and without these strategies. Without them, you're on the default path of sarcopenia, a slow but steady decline in muscle mass, strength, and function, leading to a higher risk of falls, a loss of independence, and a diminished quality of life. With these strategies, you are taking control of your health. You are actively fighting back against the aging process, building a stronger, more resilient body that will allow you to continue enjoying the activities you love for years to come. Now, for a final crucial troubleshooting tip. If you start a new supplement regimen and experience any adverse effects, stop taking it and consult with your doctor. It's always a good idea to talk to a healthcare professional before starting any new supplement, especially if you have pre-existing health conditions or are taking other medications. The real secret comes down to this: consistency is key. Taking these supplements for a week or two and then stopping is not going to give you lasting results. You need to make them a regular part of your routine, just like brushing your teeth. And remember to combine them with regular resistance exercise for the best possible outcome. You have the power to change your future, to rewrite the story of how you age. It's not about turning back the clock, but about winding it up again. Now, for the final 10% of our journey together today, and I want to leave you with a clear, multi step call to action to help you implement everything we've learned. 1. Save this guide. Take a screenshot of the key takeaways on the screen right now so you have a quick reference for the recommended supplements, dosages, and tips. This will be your roadmap to success. 2. Subscribe for part 2 of this series where I'll be revealing the top 3 foods that fight inflammation and boost muscle growth. We've talked about the importance of reducing inflammation, and in the next video, I'll show you exactly how to do it with your diet. You won't want to miss it. Thank you for joining me on this journey to unlocking your youthful strength. Remember, age is just a number, but strength is a choice. You have the knowledge and the tools to make that choice every single day. Now go out there and start building a stronger, healthier you. I'm excited to see your progress. Don't forget to comment below with any questions you have, and I'll do my best to answer them. Until next time, stay strong.